Hey guys, so today I'll be showing off something that I've been working on for about, I would say now, it's been about the past year. This is a 3 character Rockafire Explosion show. It's got Fats, Billy Bob, and Looney Bird, and these are all characters that I restored myself. And so I'll just kind of go over, this project and what I did. So starting out with Billy Bob and Looney Bird, these are the first 2 characters that I restored in this set. So Billy Bob and Looney Bird, they came in about the same condition. It was just the frame and the fiberglass shells, and I was sort of hoping that because I hadn't really inspected them mechanically, that they were in really good shape, and it appeared so. But as I sort of tore them apart, I realized that a lot of these cylinders, in fact, most of them, were filled up with water. And in fact, the eyelid cylinders were filled up with water, and the damage, the rust was so bad that the cylinders didn't even function anymore. They were basically just filled with rust, and the cylinder rods were rusty, and it was just a really bad situation. That sort of ties into the idea that you need to run or have the air run through an air dryer before they reach the characters. I would definitely recommend that to anybody who has a character or a show, because otherwise you'll just destroy the cylinders and the valves, and you'll have to totally replace them. Because in the case of this Billy Bob, I had to replace a couple of his cylinders. A lot of them were still good, but I had a few that were beyond repair and had to be totally replaced. So yeah, make sure you're running dry air to your characters. But yeah, mechanically, I think his arm was bent originally, had that bent back into place, and that was a pretty. Uh, it was something that really like affected his strum and his arm, but it ended up not being that hard to fix. So had that, and I'm not sure if I said this, but he didn't have any cosmetics whenever I got him, so these are all I guess you would say like new old stock cosmetics. The strum hand is brand new, but like the head fur, of course, the mask is new as well. I actually painted that, but yeah, he required all new cosmetics. You can see how nice they look. He didn't have a guitar originally, so he has a guitar here. This was repaired and repainted by a friend, and he did a really good job. And so yeah, he also had his eyes replaced because they were quite yellowed. I've noticed that over time the Rockafire eyes seem to yellow, and so those are brand new eyes, and they really like changed the way he looked. Like I thought he looked good before, and then I replaced the eyes, and he looked even better, and I was just really happy with how that turned out. So yeah, and as you guys can see, he doesn't have his overalls, and that's because the customer, and I'm really happy with this choice. He's deciding to actually make custom cosmetics for them, so he's not just going to look like a standard Billy Bob. He's actually going to be customized, and I'm really happy to see fans do stuff like that. So next we have Looney Bird, and as I said, Looney Bird came in similar to Billy Bob, just a frame and the head shell, no valves or anything. And I guess I should mention that about Billy Bob. So Billy Bob didn't have any valves, no flow controls, nothing. So this is a new valve bank, and the company that actually made this is called AirTac, and I really prefer their valves to Mac valves because they're far easier to service. And gosh, I mean, Mac valves, first of all, you're dealing with obsolete and expensive parts, and then second of all, maintenance. Oh my gosh, cleaning the valves isn't that hard, but like if you have a bad valve or anything, getting those out of the valve bank, you have to take it entirely apart. But with this, you can just unscrew one of the valves and take it out. It's so easy to replace, and I'm really happy with that. And then wired that. You can see that little Centronics breakout board down there. I had to sort of solve a lot of the same issues I had with Billy Bob. Cylinders had a lot of issues, needed to be rebuilt. As you guys can see right here, this Tolomatic cylinder back here, this is what actually raises Looney Bird up and down. For the first time, this, I've never repaired a Tolomatic cylinder before. This one was leaking, so I had to fix it. And the repair kits are pretty expensive, but I had to do it for this Looney Bird. And it was really a sort of a cool learning experience because now I know how to do it. Originally, I thought these cylinders would be really hard to repair. But once you see them on the inside, they're actually very similar to a double-acting cylinder. They have the same U-cup seals, and if I ever have to repair one of these, which I actually do have to do with my Looney Bird, I'll do a video on how you open them up and how you replace the seals in there. But yeah, that was probably the biggest thing to repair in him. And then, you know, set up his valves. He also has AirTac valves and flow controls and all that stuff. So yeah, and then of course cosmetics. I would mention I painted the mask for this Looney Bird, but all of the furring, the feathers, that was actually done by Andrea. Her YouTube is Cavity Sam, and she did an amazing job on this Looney Bird. She did some concept art for the customer. You know, different ideas about what Looney Bird could look like, what color he could be, and you know, I think this is really the best design, that best sort of custom design that could have been picked, and I'm very happy with how that turned out. I'm glad that fans are sort of customizing or coming up with custom, you know, ideas that aren't the same as the original sort of design. So here we have Fats, and Fats came in, and he was really far more damaged than Billy Bob and Looney Bird were. The both of his arms were bent. The bushings in one of his arms were just totally destroyed, and that happens over time, but this guy had clearly been abused. He actually originally came from one of the Indianapolis Showbiz locations, but somehow ended up in New Jersey in some kind of bar, and then he went through several private owners, and then finally to me, and now to a new customer. But I mean, he was really torn up. His arms were bent inwards, and they were also bent down. I'm not sure why. You know, that might have been at some point transportation, but I'm kind of actually believing that it's more likely that, you know, some tech was solving some kind of strange issue and, you know, decided to bend those arms. But I had a friend bend those back into place, and then there were a couple cylinders that needed to be rebuilt. The fiberglass on him was actually pretty torn up, so there was, you know, a lot of sort of botched repairs. Somebody didn't sand the fiberglass before they laid down new sheets, so it like didn't adhere at all, and I had to fix that. But it's all good now, and that took a while. But he has a new body fur, and the hand fur and the head fur are original. None of the latex pieces are original. All the latex pieces had to be replaced. I painted the feet, the hands, and the mask, and I'm really happy with how he turned out. I think he looks really good. He is definitely a very friendly looking gorilla, not you know, scary or anything. I really think this is really shows that he's not, you know, scary. In total, it really only took me a couple weeks to restore him, but I was out of town for a while, so some of the restoration had to wait on him. But now he's done, and yeah, I'm really happy with how he turned out, and I'm really happy with how this entire show came out. I'm really happy that I was able to be part of, you know, a project like this, and you know, the customer, I'm not sure if he wants me to reveal who he is. Maybe he's wanting to sort of surprise people. I know he has a YouTube channel up right now, but if he does, I'll link his channel so you guys can go watch whenever he gets these characters and he starts, you know, having them perform. That'll be really awesome, and I'd like to thank him for giving me this opportunity to sort of set up a really awesome, you know, show for him. And I'm glad to sort of take some of my characters and, you know, distribute them to other fans. As I said previously, really happy with the custom idea. Fats, Billy Bob, Looney Bird, or I guess it would just be Fats and Billy Bob. He doesn't have a jacket. He doesn't have overalls. And that's because the costumes are actually going to be custom. So I think that'll be really awesome to see. I believe Andrea will be doing those. So yeah, that's you know, this has been a really fun project, and I'm excited to see what the customer does with these guys. You know, I'm excited to see their costumes, and I'm excited to see them perform in their you know, full states.
I never give you my number. I only give you my situation. And in the middle of investigation, I break down.
Out of college, money spent, ain't no future, pay no rent. All the money's gone, nowhere to go. Any jobber got the sack. Monday morning, turning back. Yellow lorry slow, nowhere to go. Some people say a man is made out of mud.